Crash. Carol is the epitome of a New Yorker. Tough as nails, whip-crack sarcasm walks like she owns every sidewalk she touches and would murder you with a coffee stirrer if you stepped into her lane. But underneath all that steel, she's got a gooey fucking center. Not that she'd admit it, ever. And yeah, she's hot. Hot and cute, which should be illegal. One minute, she's rolling her eyes and calling me a pain in the ass. The next, she's blushing when I catch her smiling. And the kindness, that shit hits different when you're a guy with no name, no history, and not a damn thing to offer but a cast and a tragic backstory with zero details. We're wading through this chaotic, overstuffed secondhand shop clothes everywhere. The air smelling like mothballs, dust, and dreams, and she's in her fucking element. She's pretending not to spoil me, trying really hard to play it cool. But she's 1% failing. Underwear and socks. She bought them new from Walmart first thing, packs plural because, and I quote, "I may pity you, but I'm not making you wear someone's haunted underwear." Which fair? And her taste. Jesus! She holds up this worn-in leather jacket, dark brown, heavy as hell, and tosses it at me like it's no big deal. Try it. If it fits, you're keeping it. Spoiler, it fits like it was made for me. She nods once smug, like she knew, like she's been dressing me in her head for days and is finally executing the plan. 3 pairs of jeans, 5 tees, some black hoodie with a faded graphic that probably belonged to a roadie in 24. And now I'm kneeling on the floor, surrounded by mismatched sneakers, laces everywhere, trying to cram my foot into a pair of Nikes that clearly belong to a child or a grown-ass man in denial. They don't fucking fit, I say, frowning down at the shoe like it personally betrayed me. Carol glances over from a rack of flannels. Because they're a size 9, dumbass. I am a size 9, I protest, foot halfway wedged in, like I'm trying to stuff a sausage into a Barbie dress. Crash, no offense, but your feet are definitely a 10, at least. You've been lying to yourself. I groan and yank the thing off. Well, shit. There go my dreams of reinventing myself as a petite-footed fashion icon. She tosses a box toward me. Try these. 10.5. Room for swelling. I raise an eyebrow. Are you calling me swollen? She smirks. I'm calling you whiny. There's a difference. I grin despite myself, slide the new pair on, and holy shit, they fit. Like, actually fit. Arch support and everything. I look up at her, and she's already turning away, pretending she didn't just clock my shoe size by vibe alone. Witch. Hot, sharp-tongued, undercover soft witch. We stumble out of the store with bags in hand. My bags, which still feels fucking surreal, and I've officially joined the ranks of the clothed and vaguely stylish. New jeans that don't sag like a diaper, t-shirts that don't smell like a train station, and the leather jacket. Don't even get me started! Carol eyes me like she's pretending not to admire her own work, but I catch the way her mouth twitches when I zip the jacket up. She knows. Oh, she fucking knows she killed it. Don't let it go to your head, she mutters when I catch her looking. You're not a model just 'cause you own pants now. Rude, I say. I've been stunning this whole time. You're just finally giving me the tools to reach my potential. Jesus Christ, she groans, dragging me down the block by the elbow. Come on. Time to feed the ego in the stomach. We hit this little corner pizza place with flickering fluorescent lights and a sign that probably hasn't been cleaned since Bush was in office. The windows are steamed up, the smell of grease and garlic hits like a punch, and there's some guy behind the counter who looks like he's seen some shit. But damn if that pie doesn't look like it descended straight from heaven. Carol orders without asking. Just 2 slices, no frills, extra napkins. She grabs one and slides the other toward me, steam rising off the cheese like a sex stream. You should try it, she says, already folding hers in half like a born New Yorker. Best pizza in New York. I take the slice still warm, cheese, perfectly molten crust thin, but not floppy. You say that like it's fact. It is fact, she says, around a mouthful, eyes narrowing. You're not allowed to argue. Eat the damn pizza. So I do. I take a bite, and holy fuck. Hot. Salty. Perfect. The kind of greasy miracle that makes you forget you were ever sad, broke, or dangerously close to having a mental breakdown in a thrift store dressing room. I make a sound that's probably illegal in 6 states. Carol watches me smug as all hell. Told you. I take another bite, groaning. Okay, fine, you win. She grins wide and triumphant. Of course I do. Stick with me, Crash. You'll be dressed, fed, and slightly less tragic in no time. The rest of Saturday's quiet. Simple. We head back to her apartment, bags slung over our shoulders, full of thrifted treasure and greasy pizza satisfaction. It's not a day anyone would write a song about, but to me it feels like fucking magic. Because it's normal. And I haven't had normal since the hospital shoved me out its doors with a pat on the back and a prayer. Carol kicks off her shoes the second we step inside and tosses the bags onto the love seat, stretching like a cat who's officially done saving the world for the day. I follow her lead kick off my sneakers, drop the bags, and try to ignore the weird little flutter in my chest that comes from being let back into her space like I belong here. Then comes the crash course in basic human functionality. Spoiler, I fail. Hard. It starts with laundry. Carol gestures at the washer-dryer combo like a proud landlord showing off her kingdom. All right, Crash. First lesson in being a person, laundry. You've worn the same hoodie for 4 days, and I'm starting to take it personally. I nod like I'm ready, like I've got this. I do not have this. She hands me a pile of shirts and tells me to separate colors from whites. I stare at them like they're a puzzle. This is white, right? She blinks. That's fucking gray. Oh, shit, right. She watches as I bumble through the rest, fumbling the detergent, almost pouring it in the softener slot, somehow dropping a sock behind the machine in the process. Her mouth shuts, opens again. Have you ever done laundry in your life? I don't know. I say, hands up. Maybe, but clearly not well. Next folding. She dumps a pile of clean clothes onto the couch. I pick up a t-shirt and immediately start folding it like I'm trying to create abstract origami. What the fuck is that? She asks, watching in horror. A shirt burrito? No, nope, step aside. You're under arrest. Then it's the dishwasher. Oh, this'll be easy, I say, because how hard can dishes be? Turns out, very. I load it wrong. Plates where bowls go, cups upside down, silverware handle side up, which apparently is a goddamn war crime. Carol stares at me like I just shot her cat. How do you not know how to use a dishwasher? I don't know, I groan, throwing my hands up. My brain's like a fucking blank Word doc with one sticky note that says hot water good. She mutters something about adopting a toddler with abs and takes over fixing everything in 30 seconds flat. I watch, helpless and vaguely impressed. She glances back. Don't worry, we'll teach you how to be a person one humiliating chore at a time. And the crazy part, I don't mind. I'll screw up every load of laundry, every dinner plate, every adulting task she throws at me, if it means I get to keep doing it here in her space with her. The rest of the day drifts by in a weird haze of domesticity. Carol throws her hair up in one of those messy buns that still somehow looks hot, rolls up the sleeves of her sweatshirt, and starts working her way through the fridge like a woman on a mission. Pots clatter. Steam rises. The whole apartment starts to smell like roasted garlic herbs and holy salvation. I park myself at the little island nursing a fresh cup of coffee and trying not to stare like a creep while she absolutely owns her kitchen. She doesn't use recipes, no measuring cups. She just eyeballs everything like a damn wizard, tossing in spices, flipping pans, chopping veggies with the speed and confidence of someone who's fought both time and hunger and won. She's doing pasta, some kind of sautéed veggie medley, and what looks like a big-ass tray of baked chicken. She moves like she's done this 100 times, but there's still a rhythm to it, a focus. It's weirdly mesmerizing. And yeah, a little bit hot. The fridge starts to fill with neatly packed containers. Everything labeled, everything portioned. She's got a whole week of food lined up like little edible soldiers ready for battle. I blink at the extras she's stacking in front of me, smaller containers, same meals. What are those for? I ask, nodding toward the ones with bright green lids. She doesn't even look up, just shrugs and starts packing another. For you, she says casual as hell, like it's nothing. Like she didn't just put a week's worth of effort into making sure I don't starve to death while she's at work. While I'm at the hospital, you just reheat them in the microwave. She adds, don't blow it up. I stare at the containers like they might vanish. You're meal prepping for me, I ask like an idiot. She side-eyes me while sealing a tub of broccoli. No crash. I'm preparing a buffet for the ghost in the walls. Yes, for you. I'm not leaving you to live off ramen and whatever sad shit you drag home from the bodega. Jesus, I say, voice low. You don't have to. I know I don't have to. She snaps, shutting the fridge with her hip. I want to. Then she turns back to the stove like she didn't just casually punch me in the heart. And for a minute, I don't say anything. Because there's something about having someone give a fuck about whether or not you eat. That hits harder than any goddamn memory ever could. Not just the food, not just the care, but the routine of it. The way she's already making space for me in her life in her fridge, like I belong there. Like I'm not just some stray project she picked up and felt bad about. Like maybe I'm more than a walking blank slate with a decent jawline and a broken arm. Her phone pings a few minutes later. The sound cuts through the quiet hum of the kitchen like a warning shot. She picks it up, checks the screen, eyes scanning fast. No one looking for you at Mount Sinai, she says, not even bothering to cushion it. I nod, jaw tight, that creeping burn settling back in my chest. Hope taking another hit. Feels like it's dying by paper cuts. Reggie and Martha didn't get back to me yet. She continues more gently. So, we've still got a few hospitals to check. I try to say something, but my throat's tight, and I'm not gonna cry over a fucking text message. Not in her kitchen. Not when she's already done too much for me. She watches me for a second, reading every goddamn line on my face, like I'm a scan she's trained to interpret. Then she lifts a shoulder, grabs her coffee mug, and says, "Want to watch a movie or something?" I blink. A movie? Yeah. She shrugs again, like it's no big deal, like she's not throwing me a lifeline with buttered popcorn. Might jog your memory. Or distract you enough to stop looking like a kicked puppy. Win-win. I huff a laugh through my nose, surprised I even can. You got a preference? I don't do rom-coms, she says immediately, heading for the tiny TV like we're already on the same page. And if you make me sit through some Fast and Furious bullshit, I'll drop kick you through the window. Jesus, I mutter, following her. All right, no cars, no kissing, got it. She glances back at me with the ghost of a smirk. Unless you start remembering something useful, in which case I'll make an exception for explosions. I sit beside her on the love seat, still feeling her words settling around me like a blanket I didn't ask for, but desperately needed. A movie, something normal, something to make me feel like a person again. Yeah, sounds like a plan. She puts something on old, gritty, suspenseful. VHS vibes, but digitally crisp. The kind of movie with shadows and cigarette smoke and too many monologues. Morgan Freeman's in it, doing that slow, steady detective voice that feels like a lullaby made of truth and trauma. Rain-soaked streets. A murder. Another. A whisper of dread hanging over every frame. And then something clicks. Not everything. Not some grand, emotional aha moment. Just familiarity. I know this one. The plot unfolds in my head before it hits the screen. Beat for beat. The killer, the twist, the ending. It's there. right fucking there. Names, faces, even lines of dialogue start forming like echoes. I know this one I say out loud, sudden and sharp. Carol immediately freezes like a dog that just heard a gun cock. The remote's in her hand, and she slaps pause like it owes her money. "You do!" she asks, her voice tight with something that's not quite disbelief, but damn close. "That's great. What do you remember?" She turns toward me, fully engaged now. Brown eyes wide and soft, like she's holding her breath. Her knees draw up under her shoulder, brushing mine. She's close. And she's looking at me like I just cracked open the fucking safe. I swallow, throat dry. The movie. I remember the story, the ending, the scenes, like I've seen it 10 times. "Okay," she says, voice low, gentle, like she's coaxing something wild out of hiding. "So, who did you see it with?" I open my mouth. Nothing. The images are there, sure. Crystal clear. The grimy apartment where the killer hides. The final box scene. The goddamn box. It's all in my head, but the who, the where, gone. "I don't know," I say, and the frustration in my chest spikes hot and vicious. I remember the movie. I remember the whole goddamn thing, but I don't know why, or who with, or where I was when I saw it. My hands curl into fists, not out of rage, out of desperation. It's like trying to hold smoke. I can see the shape of it, but not the source. Carol reaches out, rests a hand lightly on my knee. "Hey," she says. Quiet. Calm. "That's still progress," I guess I mutter. Just feels like a fucking tease. She gives me a look, soft, but firm. Memories don't come back all at once. They're not a light switch. They're like slow leaks. You remember a movie today. Tomorrow it might be a voice. Or a smell. Or someone's goddamn laugh. I nod barely. She squeezes my knee once before pulling back, pressing play. "Now shut up and watch Morgan Freeman solve murder with dramatic pauses." And I do. Not just for the movie, but because her hand lingered just long enough to make the ache in my chest a little more bearable. We head to bed. Same routine as last night. Brush teeth, lights off, shuffle toward the mattress that's way too small for 2 grown adults pretending they aren't secretly very aware of each other's body heat. But tonight's different. I'm not bone deep exhausted, not falling apart from adrenaline crash and leftover street terror. Tonight, I'm aware of the quiet, of the steady rhythm of a life not on fire. Of her. I lie down slowly, cast thunking against the mattress like it has a personal vendetta. I shift, try to get comfortable, swear under my breath when the angle digs into my ribs. Eventually, I settle on my back, propped weirdly sideways like a broken action figure. It's not perfect, but it's good. Better than good. It's fucking heaven. It's a roof. It's a warm, clean comforter. It's air that doesn't smell like piss and garbage juice. It's a bed that doesn't move beneath me. And she's in it. Carol's already curled on her side, back to me like she always sleeps with the world behind her. Same shorts from yesterday, tiny, soft, barely hiding the curve of her ass. That oversized t-shirt slips off one shoulder, exposing skin so smooth, I'd sell what little soul I have left to touch it. Her hair's loose again, golden, real golden, not bottle bullshit. Soft waves over the pillow like it's some kind of shampoo commercial, only better because it's her. No bleach, no effort, just effortless Carol. She doesn't say anything, doesn't move. But I know she's not fully asleep. Her breathing's steady, but not deep enough yet. Maybe she's waiting. Maybe she's listening. Maybe she's just there. Like she always is. like she keeps being over and over, even when she has every reason not to be. I lie there in the dark, not touching her, not speaking, just feeling the heat between us. And all I can think is, how the fuck did I land here? And how the hell am I supposed to leave it when the time comes? Caroline Atkins. I wake up Sunday morning to swearing. Loud, panicked, persistent swearing. Shit, 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 fuck. And smoke. Actual smoke. Not the sexy kind. Not incense or whatever the hell Gwyneth Paltrow sells in overpriced jars. No, this is burnt food smoke. The kind that makes your eyes sting and the fire alarm scream like it's being murdered. I jolt upright, heart hammering, and scan the room like I'm mid-code blue. There's no fire yet, but what I do see is Crash shirtless, half-dressed jeans unzipped and clinging to his hips like they're afraid to fall, waving a kitchen towel at the ceiling like he's trying to disarm a bomb. His casted arm is bent at an angle that definitely wasn't doctor recommended, and his whole face is scrunched like he's battling a goddamn dragon. What the hell is going on? I bark, already stumbling out of bed. He doesn't look at me, still fanning for dear life. I was trying to make pancakes, Al, and I might have forgotten how stoves work. Beep, 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 beep. The smoke detector's going apeshit, and there's a skillet smoking on the stove like it owes someone money. Jesus Christ, I mutter. Stomp into the kitchen, grab a broom handle, and jab the reset button on the alarm until it finally shuts up with one last pathetic beep, like it's offended by the chaos. Silence. Smoke hangs in the air. A blackened, sad pancake is stuck to the pan like roadkill. Crash turns to me, sheepish, breathless, chest rising and falling. And did I mention shirtless? Because yeah, abs, sweat, morning scruff. He looks like a fireman calendar if the fireman was also an idiot. I was trying to surprise you, he says, still holding the towel like it's going to save him. You know, breakfast, for letting me crash here. I cross my arms. And instead, you almost crashed the apartment, he winces. In my defense, I didn't know pancakes could catch fire. They can't, I say, walking over to the stove and flipping the burner off. You just have to possess the basic instincts of a raccoon to cook one. He groans. Fuck's sake. I look at him, hair a mess, cheeks flushed, jeans half open, chest still dusted with sleep and smoke, and sigh. You're lucky you're pretty, I mutter, grabbing the skillet and tossing it in the sink. That's what they tell me, he says, grinning like an idiot. Go put on a shirt before I strangle you with that towel. He walks over to his drawer. Yes, his drawer in my dresser. Like that's a normal fucking sentence to say about a man I found in a hospital gown 3 days ago, and pulls out one of the shirts I got him at the thrift store. Pulls it on arms awkward with the cast fabric catching on the bandage, and I just stand there, watching the world's hottest train wreck get dressed like he's never encountered sleeves before. And here's the thing, Crash. Zero domestic instincts. None. I don't know who this man was before the universe drop-kicked him into my life, but I can guarantee he wasn't doing laundry or scrubbing pans or meal prepping jack shit. He's like one of those beautiful houseplants people forget to water, stunning, tragic, and barely surviving by sheer fucking luck. A walking, talking, functional disaster. Gorgeous, sure. A jawline carved by war gods, absolutely. But life skills, -5. Laundry? Nope. Thought separating whites from colors was optional. Folding clothes, might as well have handed him a Rubik's Cube made of fabric. Dishes, put a fucking knife handle up in the dishwasher and acted like it was a life hack. Cooking. Let's just say the man tried to flip a pancake with his cast and caught the edge of the pan on fire. I had to use tongs to pry his shame off the skillet like it was part of a failed ritual sacrifice. He gets the shirt on, finally dragging it down over his abs, and turns around like he nailed it. Like we're not standing in a kitchen full of smoke and failure. I meant well, he mutters, running a hand through his stupidly perfect hair. I squint at him. Yeah, and arsonists mean well when they light candles. He grins sheepish and way too fucking charming for a man who just tried to cook me breakfast with chaos and hope. And God help me, I almost smile back. Almost. He's a beautiful disaster. Emphasis on disaster. I make us breakfast because who the fuck else is going to? Certainly not Mr. Set Off the Smoke Detector over there, still smelling faintly like charred pancake and good intentions. And honestly, it is kinda cute the way he tried. The way he wanted to do something for me, even if the result was a near-death experience via cast-wielded skillet. So I take over like always because I'm the only adult in this two-person sitcom and whip up toast eggs and bacon. Real breakfast. No fire, no disaster, no sirens. He sits at the counter, shirt finally on arms braced, awkwardly cast, cradled, like it personally insulted him. Med time, I say, sliding over 2 pills and a glass of water. Do not argue with me. I wasn't gonna, he mutters, popping them without hesitation. Good boy. We eat in comfortable silence for a bit, him wolfing down bacon like it's a drug, me sipping coffee like it's therapy, and then mid-chew, he says, I want to try walking around today. I raise an eyebrow. You do. He nods, wiping his mouth with the back of his hand like a goddamn heathen. Yesterday with the movie, it did something. Felt like something cracked open in my brain, you know? Like I was close to remembering even if it didn't land. I nod slowly. Okay, and walking's your next big plan? You gonna just stroll down Fifth Ave until your life flashes back in HD? He gives me that crooked little grin, the one that makes my blood pressure spike and my bullshit tolerance drop. Could work. Maybe I pass a place, or a face, or a smell, and boom, instant backstory. Crash. This isn't the Bourne Identity, he shrugs. Still worth a shot. I feel better, clearer, and god damn it, he does look better. Still got that edge of lost puppy trauma around the eyes, still has no idea who the fuck he is, or how not to nearly set my kitchen on fire. But there's light now. Focus. That spark of, I want to figure this shit out, even if the plan is basically walk aimlessly until my memory pops out of a manhole. He finishes the last bite of toast like it personally offended him and wipes his hands, and I sigh already, grabbing my keys. All right, I say. We walk then. His eyebrows lift. You're coming with me. I stare at him like he just asked if I knew how to breathe. Of course I'm coming with you. You've got the street sense of a paper towel. I bet you don't even know where the closest subway station is. I could guess, he says, looking deeply unconvincing. You'd end up in the Hudson I deadpan, and probably thank the ferry driver for the ride. He chuckles, grabs his jacket, the one I found, thank you very much, and zips it up like he's heading into battle. Fine, he says. But if I remember anything during this walk, I'm taking full credit. I'm already slipping my boots on. You can take credit for not getting hit by traffic. We'll count that as a win. He grins, and for the first time, it's not heavy. It's easy. Real. God help me. I'd walk this whole damn city with him if it meant he'd smile like that again. We walk. Like really walk. It starts with just wandering my neighborhood. But before I know it, we're subway hopping. Hitting a half-ass route through Midtown, then Chelsea, then all the way up through the Upper West, like we've got tourist passes and something to prove. The city's buzzing with Sunday energy, slow joggers, coffee clingers, families pretending they like each other, and Crash is taking it all in like he's trying to drink the whole damn skyline. And it works, kind of. When we pass certain spots, gallery storefronts, slick little restaurants with overpriced wine and velvet chairs, his brows furrow. He pauses like something tugged him sideways. He'll mutter, I've been here, or, this looks familiar with this haunted tone, like he's hearing his own ghost whisper back at him. Wall Street makes him stop cold. Just standing there in front of the charging bull statue like it insulted his mother. His mouth tightens, and I see it's something clicking. Something important. But when I press ask what, he just shakes his head. Don't know. But I was here. A lot. So now I'm piecing together a puzzle of a man with no fucking box to check the edges against. By the time we hit Central Park, we're both half dead from walking. I bribe him with hot dogs from a cart, New York's finest cuisine if you enjoy nitrates and regret, and we sit on a bench watching dogs with better coats than us prance by. He bites into his hot dog like he's never tasted processed meat before. Maybe he hasn't. So, let's see. I say, wiping mustard off my fingers and giving him a side eye. You don't know how to clean, cook, fold, or survive without setting shit on fire. Correct, he says around a mouthful. You do, however, recognize at least 3 high-end art galleries, 2 restaurants with $3 sign, Yelp listings, a boutique gym, and Wall Street like it's your old haunt. And on top of all that, I point the hot dog at him like a lawyer with evidence. You look like that. He licks some ketchup off his thumb, smirking. What's your conclusion, Sherlock? I'm thinking you're either a model, I say, counting on my fingers, a hedge fund baby with a 6-figure skincare routine, or one of those mysteriously rich assholes who only wears black and talks about passive income. He laughs full and real, not ruling any of those out. I take another bite. Honestly, wouldn't be surprised if you have like $1 million condo somewhere you forgot about. Great, he says, leaning back. Let's go, break into it. If we find it, we're robbing it. I'm not letting you off the hook for rent just because your memory's on vacation. He grins at me sideways, and it's dangerous. The kind of grin that makes you forget you're technically housing an amnesiac stranger you found in a trauma ward. But for now, I keep eating my hot dog and keep watching him try to find himself, one overpriced gallery at a time. We drag our asses home at the end of the day, legs, sore feet, screaming, brains fried. It's that perfect kind of exhaustion, the one that comes from being out in the city too long. Sun-setting body sticky with sweat and street dust, too tired to talk, but not quite ready to sleep. I beeline for the shower first because I earned it. My feet are killing me. My shirt is clinging in all the wrong places, and I smell like hot dog water and city air. A delightful blend of sodium asphalt and existential crisis. Water's hot, glorious, and I stand under it until I've washed away every gallery train ride and overpriced latte whiff that drifted past us. I towel off throw on a tank and shorts and step back into the apartment and freeze. Because there he is. Crash. Standing by the edge of the bed, fighting his shirt like it insulted his mother. He's halfway undressed, the cotton bunched over his face and shoulders. One arm caught in the sleeve, the other casted and wildly unhelpful, flailing like he's stuck in a straitjacket. He's grunting under his breath, tugging, twisting, losing the battle to a basic article of clothing, like it's a fucking boss fight. And without thinking, I move. I got it, I mutter, already stepping in towel still slung over my own neck hair, damp and dripping down my back. He freezes mid-struggle. Wait, no, I can. You can fuck it up, yeah. Hold still. He does reluctantly, arms stiff, chest rising with embarrassment or exertion, probably both. The shirt's twisted so tight, it looks like a cotton noose. I reach up, fingers brushing his bare skin as I gently tug the hem up and over his cast, maneuvering slowly until it slides free with a soft, annoyed thwump. And then he's shirtless. Again. And holy shit, it still hits like a truck. Golden skin, taut muscles, bruises faint now, but still there like faded fingerprints. His chest heaves just a little, probably from the struggle. Or maybe it's my proximity. My fingers linger too long on his wrist. My eyes maybe dip a little too low. Thanks, he murmurs, voice rough. I look up and fuck me, our faces are stupidly close. Like nose brushingly close. Breath sharing, eye locking, pulse spiking close. And I'm standing there, like an idiot, one hand still on his wrist, the other practically pressed to his rib cage, and he's just looking at me like he has no idea how pretty he is. Which is the most dangerous kind of pretty. His eyes flick to my mouth briefly, but I catch it, and every nerve in my body lights up like I stuck a fork in a socket. God damn it, why does he have to look like this? Like a walking wet dream with amnesia and a cast. Like I didn't just see him lose a full-on death match with a cotton t-shirt 2 seconds ago. Yeah, I say meant it to sound chill, sarcastic me, but it comes out breathy, weak. A fucking whimper of a word. Smooth Carol. Real fucking smooth. He tilts his head slow, curious, like he's trying to figure out if that was a yes, a no, or an open invitation. His lips part, like he's gonna say something, but I don't give him the chance. I step back, fast, like he's dangerous. Because he is. I clear my throat, real loud, real fake. Right. Well, you're shirtless, and now officially no longer a hazard to yourself. Congrats. I'm gonna do something else. Like not ogle you. His grin is slow. Shit-eating. Pure sin in human form. You were ogling. Shut up, Crash. He chuckles low and smug as I escape to the kitchen like it's gonna save me. It won't. Not from that. Not from him. Crash. Monday. I wake up alone. Groggy. Horny. Confused as all fuck. Sunlight's bleeding through the curtains. Warm and too bright. The sheets still smell like Carol lemon shampoo. Clean laundry. Something warm underneath. And she's gone. No soft breathing next to me. No messy golden hair across the pillow. Just empty space and my dumb morning wood. I sit up, scrub a hand over my face, trying to blink the fuzz out of my skull. My cast knocks the wall, and I hiss under my breath. Fucking hell. That's when I see it. A sticky note slapped onto the nightstand in her aggressive no-bullshit handwriting. My shift ends at 9 p.m. There's meds and breakfast on the island. Meal prep in the fridge. Spare key under the plant pot on the windowsill by the fire escape. This is my number in case you need it. 55X. Be safe. If you go out, remember the address. I stare at the note like it's a damn poem. Short, sharp, all facts, no fluff. And somehow it still punches me right in the chest. She didn't just leave breakfast. She left her number, a spare key, instructions, like I'm her stray she doesn't trust the world with. She trusts me with her apartment. Her world. I swallow hard, then read it again. Be safe. No emoji, no heart, just Carol. I roll out of bed, slow stretching everything but the arm I can't use, and wander toward the kitchen. And yeah, there it is. A plate with covered eggs and toast under foil, still a little warm. Meds beside it in a tiny bowl, like she's feeding a child or an elderly man. Which, yeah, fair. I'm basically both. Jesus, woman, I mutter, shaking my head. She made it impossible to not feel something. Something big. Something terrifying. Something dangerously close to home. I eat my breakfast. Eggs toast, still warm enough to feel like someone gives a shit. I take the damn meds, even though swallowing pills without water always makes me gag like a wimp. Then I just sit there, in Carol's too small kitchen, in borrowed clothes, in a life that isn't mine, but somehow fits better than whatever the fuck I left behind. And then I wander. Nothing dramatic, just pacing around the apartment like some bored dog touching nothing, trying not to knock anything over with my damn cast. There's not much to snoop through. She's not a clutter person. No drawers of junk. No mess of makeup or shoes piled by the door. It's lived in, but efficient. Practical. Like her. She's got a shelf of dog-eared books, mostly medical stuff, with a few crime thrillers tucked in figures, and a magnet on the fridge that says, "I'm not yelling, I'm just from New York." Yeah, that tracks. And me, there's nothing for me to do. No leads, no fucking missing person file, no calls from hospitals or miracle text from some long-lost whoever. No buzz in the back of my head going, yes, that's mine. Just static. Just me. Walking around the city yesterday helped, yeah. Not a lot, but a little. A flicker here, a weird memory jolt there. But none of it feels whole. None of it feels like me. More like someone else's dream I wandered into and forgot how to leave. And if we're going off the facts, then all evidence points to me being some rich asshole. I recognize luxury. My body moves through clean spaces and expensive doors like it's used to it. I've got zero practical life skills. Can't cook, can't clean, can't even fold a shirt without making it look like a crumpled napkin. I eat like I've always had food. I sleep like I used to have safety. So yeah, spoiled, privileged, probably selfish as hell. Which is not a great realization when you're also processing the fact that no one is looking for you. Because if I was rich, if I was loved, if I was worth something to someone, wouldn't they have found me by now? So that leaves two possibilities. Either I'm not as rich as I seem, or I'm such a raging fucking prick that no one wants me back. And that thought, that burns. And if no one wants me back, if I really am just some rich, polished, useless fuck who pissed off every last person in his life, if my memory never comes back, and the past stays locked in some mental vault with no key, then what the hell am I supposed to do? I can't just keep living off Carol's graces. Can't keep waking up in her bed, eating her food, using her shampoo like I belong here. Can't keep watching her work herself raw and come home to find me loafing around in her damn t-shirts like some pretty stray she adopted out of pity. She says it's nothing, that she's doing it because she wants to. Because basic human decency still exists in this world, and somehow she has it in spades. But how long does that last? How long before it's not cute anymore? Before she realizes she brought home a human golden retriever with a six-pack and zero job prospects. Before I cross the line from grateful guest to fucking parasite. And it's not just pride, it's survival. Because if the past doesn't come back, then I've got to build a future. And I can't build it on the back of someone else's fridge magnets and goddamn leftover broccoli pasta. I need to do something, be something. Anything other than a hot mess on her love seat, eating prepped meals, and Googling who the fuck am I, like that's gonna solve anything. Because even if no one's looking for me, even if there's nothing waiting back there, I can't keep being this fucking void. Not here, not in her world. So I eat the meal she left, some chicken and rice thing with roasted veggies perfectly portioned, like she runs a 5-star food prep service out of a shoebox apartment. Still warm, still seasoned like love and guilt, and maybe a dash of paprika. Then I say, fuck it, throw on the leather jacket she thrifted for me, and wander the neighborhood. It's not fancy, but it's not a hellhole either. People walk their dogs here. Little cafes have boards with daily specials written in smug handwriting. There's a bookstore that smells like paper and Regretta bodega with lotto tickets behind the counter, and old guys arguing about sports out front like it's a goddamn religion. It feels real, like life is happening here, whether I'm part of it or not. And then it happens. I'm standing near this corner store, trying to figure out if I've been there before, spoiler. I haven't, when two girls walk by. Late 20s, maybe dressed like they're headed to brunch or an Instagram photo shoot. One of them does the double take, then the other. They both start giggling, whispering behind their perfectly manicured hands like middle schoolers seeing a celebrity in the wild. Then one of them, tall, lip-glossed, no fear, says, "Hey, You got a name to go with that face. I laugh awkwardly. Working on it. They think I'm joking, which is fair. I smile. It's muscle memory at this point. "Wanna grab a drink sometime?" she asks, cocky and bold. And for a second, I forget that I'm a mystery wrapped in trauma, wrapped in thrift store jeans. My reflex is to say, "Sure," to throw a wink or something suave. But instead I say I don't have a phone. They blink. I repeat it. I don't have a phone. And just like that, the shift happens. The flirty smile dies on her lips. The other girl tugs her arm. Their eyes do this little flick head to toe like they're reevaluating the entire image in front of them. No phone, no name, no story. To them, that equals bum. Oh, one of them says like I just confessed to being contagious. They mumble a goodbye and walk away, fast heels clicking, whispers trailing behind like smoke. And I just stand there, hands in my pockets, jacket too warm now, feeling like the world just reminded me how paper thin my existence is. No past, no phone, no fucking clue. I go back home, Carol's home. And the second I walk through that door, something in me fucking shifts. She's there, hair up in a messy bun, scrubs half unzipped face, flushed like she just finished sprinting up 3 flights of stairs and straight into my rib cage. And it hits me like a goddamn train how fucking grateful I am for her. Because while those girls on the street clocked me as a no name, no phone, no future stray, and bailed like I was about to ask them for spare change, Carol, she didn't run. She didn't flinch. She took me in. A total fucking mystery in a hospital gown with no ID and a busted arm. She fed me, dressed me, gave me a drawer. A goddamn drawer like I was someone worth keeping. And not just that, she gave me her bed, not the couch, not a sleeping bag in the corner. Her bed, her food, her number, her time, her care. All without a single string attached, without asking for anything except that I not burn the place down or put knives in the dishwasher blade up. She didn't treat me like a burden. She treated me like a person, even when I felt like nothing. So yeah, I stand there in the doorway, watching her drop her keys in the dish and toe off her sneakers, and I feel this weight in my chest that isn't pain or panic or confusion. It's gratitude, big and ugly and urgent. Because maybe I'm still no one. Maybe I'll never remember who the hell I was. But I can damn well decide who I want to be now. And I don't want to be a freeloader crashing on the kindness of a woman who deserves the goddamn world. I want to help. I want to give something back, even if it's small. Even if it's scrubbing dishes, or taking out the trash, or figuring out how the hell to cook something that doesn't involve setting off the smoke alarm. Even if it's just making her laugh when she looks like she's about to collapse from the weight of the whole goddamn hospital. Because she took me in when no one else would. And if I can't be the man I used to be, then I can damn well try to be the kind of man she deserves to keep around. Caroline Atkins, for the whole damn week, it's been the same brutal loop. Me working double shifts, him stuck in some kind of identity purgatory, and both of us pretending this bizarre little domestic setup is totally normal. Spoiler, it's not. I mean, yeah, I let the hot mystery man move into my apartment like I'm starring in some morally questionable Hallmark reboot. But that doesn't mean I don't notice the cracks showing. Crash is hanging on by a thread. His jaws always tight, his shoulders coiled like he's one wrong thought away from self-combusting, and his memory still a stubborn little bitch. We've tried everything. Neighborhood walks, movie marathons, even a weird attempt at trigger-based cooking. He did not appreciate the curry incident. Nothing. Nada. Zilch. His brain is locked tighter than my med cart during an opioid shortage. I get his frustration. I really do. If I woke up not knowing my name and then had to live in my apartment with me, I'd scream too. But here's the thing, we're also sort of figuring shit out. Together. Like a stoned, newlywed couple trying to fake a personality quiz. Turns out, He fucking hates mango. Hush. Like full gag reflex dramatic theater disgust face. Tried to be polite about it the first time I offered some, and ended up dry heaving into the sink like I'd force-fed him battery acid. Also turns out, he loves sushi. Weirdly specific about it too. Like the man can't remember his name, but you hand him a spicy tuna roll, and suddenly, he's Gordon Ramsay critiquing balance and texture. We discovered both of those things the same night, by the way. One after the other. Mango-flavored mochi, followed by near vomiting, followed by raw fish salvation, and him nearly moaning over a piece of salmon like it held the secret to the universe. Maybe I was a food critic, he said between bites, mouthful, smug as hell. Yeah, I'd snorted. You've definitely got the dramatic flair of someone who gets paid to shit on restaurants. So yeah, we're living together. He still sleeps on the right side of the bed, cast sticking out like a misplaced log. I still make coffee too strong. He still forgets where I keep the spoons. I still wake up sometimes to find him staring at the ceiling like it owes him answers. And somehow it's starting to feel less like a temporary fix and more like a weird fucked up version of home. Crash. I got it. It's not glamorous. It's not high-paying. It sure as hell isn't tied to some magical past-life epiphany where I remember I'm a tech mogul or international assassin. But it's something. Cashier. Gas station 7-Eleven. The graveyard of ambition. I walked in that morning on a whim wearing that worn-in leather jacket and a face full of charm. Told the owner my story, amnesia, no ID, just trying to get back on my feet without begging or stealing. She looked me up and down, narrowed her eyes, and said, "You clean and pitiful," I told her. She smirked and handed me a paper hat. So now I run the register. I make microwave coffee. I restock Snickers and beer. I tell teenagers they can't loiter and smile at hungover businessmen trying to buy scratch-offs like it'll fix their lives. I clock in at 7 a.m., clock out at 2 p.m. It's humiliating. It's hot. It smells like gasoline and regret. But it's mine. And it means when I come home, I'm not dragging the weight of being a fucking freeloader behind me anymore. I head back to Carol's, my key now, and the second the door opens, I'm hit with a wall of rage. She's pacing. Wild. Hair a mess, eyes flashing, phone clenched in her hand like she's about to throw it through the window. "Where the hell were you?" she snaps. Voice pitched sharp with panic and fury. "Do you have any idea how much I worried? I started calling hospitals. Crash hospitals. I thought maybe you fell down a subway stairwell or got hit by a goddamn taxi." I blink. Drop my bag by the door. Smell like fryer oil and stale jerky. And I don't even get a high. I scratch the back of my neck. I was working. She freezes mid-step, squints at me like I just said I joined a cult. Working. What the fuck do you mean working? I got a job, I say, holding my hands up like she's about to tase me. At the 7-Eleven, morning shift. Nothing big, just something. I wanted to do something. Something that wasn't just eating your leftovers and breathing your air. She just stares. And it's not anger anymore. It's something worse. It's that look like she's about to cry, but would rather eat glass than let it happen in front of me. "You could have told me," she says, quieter now. "A note. Anything. I thought you vanished. I thought, fuck. I thought something happened to you. Shit." I move closer. "I didn't mean to scare you. I didn't want to jinx it. Didn't even know if they'd keep me after the first day." She exhales like the world is right again. Then before I know it, she's wrapping her arms around me, burying her face on my chest. She melts into me like she's been waiting to. Arms locked tight around my ribs, face pressed to my chest, like she's anchoring herself to me. And for a second, I forget every fucking hole in my memory. Every unanswered question. Because all that matters is this right here. Her warmth, her breath on my shirt, her whisper curling against my skin. Okay, she murmurs, voice thick with emotion. I'm happy for you. I am. I got scared. And fuck if that doesn't gut me right down to the bone. Like someone reached in and twisted something vital. I wrap my arms around her, tighter, face buried in that golden hair that smells like lemon shampoo and salvation. I'm fine, I mutter into her crown. I just didn't want to keep living off you. I had to do something. Crash, you're not a freeloader, she says, pulling back just enough to look up at me, eyes sharp but wet. You're just in recovery. From a literal brain injury, remember? You almost died. You're allowed to not have your shit together right now. I shake my head. Yeah, but what if it doesn't come back? What if this is it? What if I never remember who I was? I can't keep leaning on you like this forever, Carol. I can't keep eating your food and sleeping in your bed like some broken pet project. Her brows twitch. You're not a fucking project, Crash. I feel like one, I say jaw tight. And you deserve someone who brings something to the goddamn table. Who makes your life easier, not harder, not heavier. She starts to say something, but I stop her. My voice low, raw. I want to deserve you, Carol. And there it is. The truth cracked open and bleeding. Her mouth part soft, shocked maybe, or just breathing it in. I don't want to be some puzzle you're stuck with. I want to be someone you choose. Not because I need help, but because I'm fucking worth it. Her hand comes up to my jaw thumb, brushing the edge of my stubble. Her touch grounding and infuriatingly kind. Crash, she says steady. You don't have to earn the right to be cared for. Yeah, I say bitter low, but I want to. She exhales again, a little broken, a little fierce. And then she kisses me, too. No warning, no hesitation. Just leans in and presses her mouth to mine, like she's been fighting the urge every goddamn night we've been sharing a bed and pretending not to burn for it. And fuck me, everything stops. No noise, no doubt, no past, just her. Her lips are warm and soft, and the kind of addictive that ruins a man. She tastes like coffee and breath mints, and the promise of something real, something earned. She smells like lemon and skin, and something I want to bury my entire fucking life in. I breathe her in, and she parts her lips just slightly, just enough, and I lose whatever self-control I had left. I kiss her deep, sliding one hand into her hair, the other curling against the small of her back, holding her, like I've been dreaming of this since before I forgot my goddamn name. She sighs into my mouth, soft and needy, and that sound, Jesus Christ, it lights my spine on fire. Her hands fist in my shirt like she wants to drag me inside her right there in the middle of her kitchen fluorescent light humming overhead. My hoodie still smelling like gas station coffee and desperation. But she doesn't care. She kisses me like she doesn't give a single fuck what I've forgotten. Like she wants the man I am now. The one trying. The one aching to be worthy of her. I pull back just an inch, just enough to speak against her lips. Carol? She opens her eyes, big brown wrecked, and whispers, Shut the fuck up! Crash before dragging me right back in. So I do. I shut the fuck up. And I kiss her like I mean it. Because I do. She presses against me like gravity isn't optional anymore. Like she's been holding this tension between us in her chest for weeks and now it's breaking loose, flooding everything. Her fingers thread into my hair, pulling just enough to make me groan low in my throat, the sound catching somewhere between relief and fuck yes. My cast makes it awkward, but I don't give a single shit. I pull her tighter with the other hand, hand splayed wide on her back, feeling the curve of her waist, the heat of her skin under that paper-thin t-shirt she calls pajamas. I nip her bottom lip just a little, and she gasps into my mouth all breath and heat, and goddamn yes, she tastes like something sweet I'll never earn and still take with both hands. She backs us up, bumping into the counter, never breaking the kiss. We move like drunks, like we're staggering through heat and gravity, and finally, she backs into the counter, hips bumping, hands dragging across my back like she's starving for skin, and I swear my knees nearly buckle from the contact. My cast knocks against the edge of the wall, makes this dull thump. Neither of us flinches. We don't care. We're all mouths and hands and friction now. 2 weeks. 2 fucking weeks of breathing the same air, sleeping shoulder to shoulder, pretending we weren't crawling out of our skin every time our legs brushed under the covers. 2 weeks of playing nice, of accidental touches and looks that lasted a little too long, of me waking up hard and aching and her pretending not to notice. She breaks the kiss just long enough to murmur hot and desperate against my lips. "You've been driving me insane." And then she grabs my shirt and pulls. We're stumbling down the hall, tangled, hungry, breathless, like the apartment shrunk down to just this path, her bedroom at the end of it, and the need boiling in our chests. One, she tugs me toward the bed, her bed, our bed, fuck it, mine now. And it's awkward, limbs colliding my cast, snagging her sheets, our mouths fumbling between moans and stifled gasps. But none of it matters. None of it stopping us. I hover over her, one hand braced near her shoulder, body caging her eyes locked on her flushed face as I kiss her, like I've never kissed anyone before. "Fuck," I groan, lips brushing her cheek, her jaw, the curve of her throat. "I've been trying to be good, Carol." Her nails dig into my back, dragging down blunt and perfect. "Don't be good," she whispers, breath shaky. "I don't want good fuck, I want you." And holy shit, that cracks me wide open. The cast's in the way. But I shift, grind my hips into hers, and she whines, tilts her head back like an offering. Her legs wrap around me instinctively, and I can feel her through the thin cotton of those tiny shorts she wears to torment me. Heat softness, wet, fuck me, wet already. I kiss her hard, biting her lower lip, and her breath stutters. "Tell me to stop," I rasp. She pulls me down, hips lifting to meet mine. "Don't you fucking dare." She tugs my shirt like it offended her, quick and a little desperate, but still careful around the cast. Like even now, she's not gonna risk hurting me. The thing comes off in a twist of fabric, and heat lands somewhere on the floor, forgotten. And then, fuck, her mouth is on me, hot tongue wet, and slow licking a stripe right up the middle of my chest like she owns me now. And maybe she does. My breath catches muscles tensing as her lips follow that path, open-mouthed kisses, trailing lower, dragging fire behind them. "You're so fucking unfair!" she whines, voice-wrecked mouth pressed to my skin. "You walk around all lost and shirtless and sweet, and you expect me not to lose my goddamn mind." Her tongue flicks against my sternum, and I hiss through my teeth. "Carol, fuck." She bites just under my collarbone, not hard, just enough to make me feel it, to remember it later. My hand tangles in her hair, her gold strands fisting between my fingers as she moves lower, kissing over my ribs, my stomach, her hands gliding up my sides, possessive. I can barely breathe. "You think I didn't notice?" she murmurs against my skin. "You walking around in my too tight sweats, all wide-eyed and broody, smelling like my goddamn shampoo, fuck you." Baby. I gasp, rolling my hips down into hers. You think I haven't been hard since the first night in that bed. She moans at that, grinding up against me, dragging her nails down my back, and I'm gone. Every second of holding back. Yeah, that's dead now. And I'm not being good anymore. I fumble with her shirt, one hand doing all the work, while the other, fucking casted useless thing, just hangs there like dead weight.